But whatever method you choose, when you confuse faith with knowledge, you're always going to have a problem of us and them. And it's very difficult to transcend that, unless perhaps you answer it by saying, well, we both believe in the same things, we're just using different language, which is kind of the secular humanist way of dealing with this kind of problem. Well, Buddhism really says that believe whatever you want to believe, but don't believe your belief to be knowledge. Be humble and realize that whatever you believe is not necessarily so. And if all the members of all the different religions in the world had that kind of humility, probably will be a lot better place to live in than it is right now. But Buddhism says faith is important because it clarifies the mind. It enables you to make choices, a clear choice, and to follow a path clearly. And it gives you energy and effort. If you look at faith as a means of believing that something has value, then whatever you believe has value or gives meaning to your life, then you're going to commit yourself to that quite strongly. So the Buddha, the word Buddha is a title, and it's a title given to a human being who realizes the supreme, the highest thing that a human being can realize, and he does so without a teacher. And the Buddha of our era was born 2,500 years ago in India, born into a princely family, and after 6 or 7 years of struggle and experimentation, he realized we call nibbana, or enlightenment, whatever you want to call that. Now the essence of that experience of enlightenment was that every kind of greed, every trace of anger, hatred, aversion, every delusion was completely dispelled, was completely ended. And in its place, his mind became filled with wisdom and compassion. Now, so the Buddhist faith that steps you off on this education process is there is such a thing as enlightenment. It's the highest thing that a human being can realize. The Buddha realized it, and the teachings that he gave regarding the nature of the world, the mind, and the method by which other human beings can realize what he realized is valid, it's authentic, it works. This is the kind of basic faith that a Buddhist needs. So there's no way that we can prove what happened 2,500 years ago in India. But there is an application to our lives in that the Buddha made it very clear that he started off, he practiced, he realized as a human being, and we can say as a representative of the human race, and his enlightenment proved the capacity of human beings for enlightenment, and thereby the capacity of all of us for enlightenment. So if you read in the book, it says the Buddhist has faith in Buddha's enlightenment. How that applies here and now is that it implies within it a belief in our own capacity for enlightenment. And the Buddha made very clear that capacity for enlightenment is present both within men and women, and people of all races and backgrounds. So this is the faith that leads on to this educational process. Now, the education I'm talking about here means a training, a development, a cultivation of all aspects of our life. The way we behave, the way we relate to the world we live in, the people around us. It refers to a training of emotion and a training of our wisdom faculty and intelligence. So this all-round training, education, cultivation is referred to in a Pali word bhavana, which is usually translated into English as meditation. And it's somewhat unfortunate that translation has led to a very reductionist or narrow understanding of what the Buddhist education process is. This is meditation is a matter of sitting in a certain way with your eyes closed and concentrating on an object or doing various insight techniques or walking up and down and doing the same kind of thing. Certainly these are integral parts of Buddhist education, but they are not all of it by any means. And the Buddha is stressed that this education cannot be carried on in one particular area of our lives while neglecting the other areas. The Buddhist teachings have to be applied in every part of our lives. So if we don't give a lot of thought to how we relate to our family members, the people at work, people around us, the society in which we live in, then in our daily life we'll be fostering the very qualities that in formal meditation practice, the sitting and the walking, we're trying to eradicate. So it's like walking one step forward and two steps backwards. So there has to be a harmony, an application to all parts of our daily life.